Well, I will actually say passion, love for music, and above all, talent. I just found myself that I have that love and passion for music, and I equally have the talent. And I actually come from an extended family of that has a number of songwriters, though they belong to the choir. So actually, I would say that it just started while growing up. I discover I have love and passion for it, and I equally discover that that talent that runs in my family lineage, that I got a share of it. My early days as an artist, well, I'll begin from the informal days. Why I say informal is this: the days that I began to do it unnoticed. Way back, well, actually, I would say that as a child, I was doing music unknowingly, because sometimes when I'm sent on errand, especially to buy things like drugs for my dad, when he will mention some names of drugs that are difficult for me to memorize, I will choose to just make a kind of haphazard songs with the names of those drugs, so that I will not forget until I get to the chemist shop. So while growing up, sometime around 1996, during our annual youth congress, you see, there's always they always expect people to write in songs for team song. So in 1996, or yeah, I think 1996, I made my first attempt. I wrote a song for team song, and actually, though I didn't win it, but I was informed my song came in that second or third. So from there, I'll say that is when I began formal songwriting. But then in the, I think in year 2000, during the days of Plantation Boys, I found myself in Lagos while their songs were trending, and I actually had access to Trailloader CD and bought their cassette then. And I had a lot of time at home because I was actually doing my computer training at TTCL Jeleba in Lagos State. So I normally end my studies at 12, then before 1 I'll be home, and from that 1 o'clock, see, when others will start coming home, if there's light, I'll be playing the songs played by Plantation Boys, and their songs inspired me a lot, actually. So it was when I began to think of hip-hop and other types of songwriting. And then that was in my early years in the university, and around 2002, 2003, I would say that is actually when I read into writing gospel songs. And actually within those years, I wrote a lot of songs, some of which I cannot even find where the scripts are. And some of the songs I do not always remember unless occasionally. And during those years, I was always confining myself to solitary plays, and when I find myself in those areas, it's like inspirations continues coming. So during those years, I actually wrote a lot of songs. Well, my song ideas actually come from, first of all, inspiration. Most times I'm inspired, I will just, on my own, the inspiration will just come. And sometimes from experiences or things I witness. So actually my songs can come at any time, at any point. Wow, it's a long story. It's a long story. I can't actually remember some, but just as I've told you earlier, my songs actually come from inspiration, and as soon as the inspirations come, if I'm within where I can lay hands on pen and paper, then I'll scribble it down. And some of them that I don't have access to pen or paper, maybe I may not actually be that chance. I try to memorize them. I sing them over and over in my head. I can be with someone while singing, but the person may not actually know that I'm singing in my head, trying to hold a particular inspiration that has come. And some of them I actually forget, because I actually can remember some beautiful songs that I can no longer remember. But during the time they came, I rehearsed them severally, or some of them I rehearsed them poorly, and afterwards I try to remember them, but I can't. Creativity with commercial appeal. All right, actually, you see, though this thing is actually a talent, but then it's also an asset. So it's business. So I believe that when you want to go into any business, you endeavor to find out what people need. So actually, just as I've told you, I started writing songs year back, and some of my songs blended with what was trending then. But I wasn't actually able to produce them then. Now, as time goes on, I discovered that most of those things no longer trend. So what I do is to do this, try to fine-tune the songs, try to blend them so that they can fit in with what the market of the day demands. So I actually equally take time to know what is trending then, and try to blend my own creativity in my life. But at the same time, there's one thing I always do. I try to maintain my uniqueness. I don't always like copying what others do. So actually, my songs sometimes can actually deviate from what is trending, because I believe that it is equally people that invent styles and the patterns. So most times I try to maintain my inspiration the way they come, to see what I can make out of them. Well, actually, well, this is quite interesting. You see, this is what has actually kept me down for so long. Because I told you, if you can actually recollect the years I mentioned, you see that for over 20 years I've started writing songs. But the most challenging aspect of it has been finance, sponsorship. And actually, my father, though he used to be a chorister, he sings a lot. He was equally once a choir master, but he never believed in singing as a career. So when I mentioned it to him, he said no. He has this belief that musicians are most times they are diabolic, so he will not even listen to it. Then my mom, who was trying a lot, actually saw I had that talent, because way back in 1996, when I tried to write that theme song that I earlier mentioned, she actually did that song, so that when that song must have started selling, then I cannot use it to sponsor myself. So she didn't listen to me, because she never wanted me to, she never believed that I can take it as a career. But then many years has elapsed, and I've continued to grow. And in 2007, when I returned from Ghana, I decided to take the challenge. Because while then in Ghana, I equally wrote a lot of songs, and most of the songs said, the tape I had to record one, gave to my classmate, who was actually the church organist, to see what he can do with those things. But somehow I left that tape with him and returned. And when I came back, I decided to take it up, because then I was in my late 20s. So then I had grown up to a stage that I could take up some challenges, and I decided to take it up, did my first demo in 2007, my first gospel demo in 2007. Then tried to mass dub it. Then I started hustling, looking for the money, and around 2008-2009, the security situation within urban environs became something absurd due to kidnapping, and the business I was doing then, which I aimed to use to raise the money, collapsed. And afterwards, then family challenges, the death, sickness and death of my father, and everything just took me to square zero. And afterwards, it took me some time, but this time around I decided to challenge it. Then decided to raise the money myself, and as God may have it, I believe I've been able to come this far. It's a milestone. How I stay motivated and inspired in the industry. Well, actually, I discovered that over the years that the industry, Nigerian music industry, keeps evolving, and the challenges then, most of the challenges then are no longer there because of, let me say, the advent of social media. Because those days it wasn't there. So these new innovations motivate me a lot, and what also motivates me is the belief in myself. I know I have the talent. I can always blend with whatever is trending. So I know I can shift from what I used to do then to what is in vogue these days. So that's what keeps me motivated. To emerging artists, the advice I will give to them is to persevere, never to lose hope. You see, perseverance is the key word there. Despite the challenges, because it's not always easy. It is not easy at all. The journey is a very tough and rough one. But then, if you believe in yourself, know you have the talent, because there's one thing with some people that believe they are upcoming artists. Some do not actually have the talent, but they want to copy others. They want to do it because their friends are doing it, or they want to do it because they believe that it will attract the girls or the boys to them. Those are not the ones I'm advising. I'm advising the ones that actually know that they have the talent, no matter how long it takes. It may take 20 years, it may take 30 years, or even more. But one thing I know is that if you persevere, if you don't give up, that one day you shall get to where you want to be. My latest album, Divine Melody. Well, the story there is this: Divine Melody ought to, well, most of the songs in the Divine Melody as an album ought to have trended like 17 or 18 years ago. Giving you the background story, what happened. Those were actually the songs that I did the demo in 2007, and most of the songs actually, they are inspired. I didn't just write them because I was thinking of what to write, but they just came to me and I wrote them. So, and in that album, I believe that the only one that is less than, the only track that is less than 5 years old is this particular I Will Sing Unto the Lord a Melody. But others made that demo in 2007. That's a good one. It's another good one. Well, I believe that in everything in life you have to train. So I'm actually preparing myself. I'm actually doing my best to see that I'll bring myself up to speed to what is required in the industry.